Hello everyone. For the short delay, I hope I am audible. Is my voice audible? Hello. Hello. Is my voice audible? I am sharing the screen shortly.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, sir. I'm just sharing my screen. So today we will discuss about entrepreneurship and how you can get into starting your own enterprise. So the first thing is you should have a strong answer to the why entrepreneurship answer. So why do you want to get into entrepreneurship? That is the first thing. So you have to be passionate about something, or you are willing to solve some problem, or you want to create some impact, or you have a big vision to carry out. You can have any one of these answers on the right hand side. But if you just want to start entrepreneurship just because somebody else is doing, or if you want to become rich, or if you want to impress somebody, then it is not going to work. So prerequisites of entrepreneurship. So before entering, what are the basic things that you would require? So the first thing is obviously to have a strong vision and a strong passion, and you should have the skills required to execute it. So if you don't have the vision or passion, then there will be so many hurdles and obstacles along your way, which you have to solve by yourself. So you have to work on that. And if you don't have the skills required for the domain, let's say, for example, you want to create a web application, or if you want to create an Android application, or if you want to design some product, if you don't know how to design or how to develop, then no one else will be able to do it for you, right? You should have at least the basic idea. So for that, you need require the skills. And what are the pillars of entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship is based on three principles, or three pillars. The first thing is you should have financial education, like what is the secret to making money, and you should know people management. That is nothing but secrets of hiring and retaining a team, and you should know sales techniques. So we will be discussing briefly about these three pillars. So the first pillar is the financial education. So financial education here is how you are managing the four different categories. So money is divided into four segments or four quadrants. First thing is income, second thing is an expenditure, third thing is assets, and fourth thing is liabilities. So what comes under income? So it can be whatever the salary you are earning, that will come under income, and wherever you are spending that money will come under expenditure. This everybody knows. But the below thing is where most of the people get confused about. So let's say you are buying a house and you are paying EMI to that house. Then you will think that you are owning a house, so you will consider that as an asset. But in reality, that is not an asset. If you are buying a house on based on EMI, or if you are buying a car or anything else on EMI, then you have to pay monthly EMI for it. So it comes under liability. It is not an asset. Then what is an asset? Anything which generates revenue recurringly or relentlessly, that is comes under asset. Like if you are buying some house and giving that house for someone else on rent basis, and if someone is paying you rent every month, then that house can be considered as an asset. Similarly, if you are having some patent and if you are selling that patent to a licensing company, and if that company is paying you every month, that can be considered as an asset. So you should know how to create the assets so that you can generate the income. The second pillar of entrepreneurship is how to manage the people. So you should know how to hire the talent, and then you should know how to retain the talent, and then you should know how to lead the team. And finally, you should also know the skills of negotiation, convincing others, and effectively communicating. So hiring the talent means, let's say you have to create the skills required for that role. You have to create the job description, and then you have to conduct the hiring written exams or whatever it is, the hiring process. Then you should be able to identify who will be able to do that particular task. Generally, why you should hire someone? Let's say you want to develop a web application, but you know only the basic things. Then you should hire someone with coding background, or you should hire someone with who has the experience of building an application. So it is not that you will do everything in your company. You need a team. So in order to hire somebody, you should be able to know the job description, what the person should be doing, how many hours that person should spend with you, how much will be the salary. Those things you have to create. So that is actually a skill, and that's one of the pillar of people management. And finally, the retaining the talent. So generally, if you create some bond, then you will not be able to attract the best talent. So without creating any bond, or without writing any bond with the employee or with your team, if you are able to give them motivation to work every day, if you are motivating them and encouraging them, then only they will come to work with you. So that is a type of a skill to retain the talent. So first thing is identifying the talent, second thing is retaining the talent, and lastly leading the team. Let's say you have a team of 5 members. You should have clarity what each member will be contributing in the team. Let's say, for example, web application. So one person might be good in backend development, that is the databases, and one person might be good in front end, that is how the website is going to look like. So if you are hiring two different persons, they should be able to coordinate with you to develop the application. So you should be able to in a position to lead the team and give them the guidance. So that is the people management. And thirdly, sales techniques. So if you don't know any experience in sales, then it is very difficult to sustain an entrepreneurship. You might be able to start your company, but if you don't know how to sell the product or service, then it is of no use starting the company. So what are the sales techniques? There are several sales techniques which I will share with you. Like there is a playlist on YouTube, but I will be discussing with you three different sales techniques. One is to create urgency. So let's say you might be seeing in various advertisements that this offer is valid only till this particular date. So if that will create an urgency for the person to buy your product or service, that is one way of generating sales. And second way of generating sale is show something big which is unaffordable by the customer, and then show something which is in medium, which is in the affordable range, and also show them something very small which they don't want to buy. Let's say you are going to a shopping mall, and if you are going for a movie theater and you are seeing some popcorn, so the shops they will be saying that the big size popcorn is costing you 500 rupees, and small size popcorn is costing you 50 rupees, and medium size popcorn is costing you 200 rupees. Then obviously customer will think that okay, medium size I want to buy. So that is a type of a sales technique. And lastly, limited stock availability. If you have seen on Flipkart or Amazon, even though there is a lot of stock, they will try to display that the stock is very limited, or there are only 2 left in stock or 3 left in stock. That is actually a sales technique to generate revenue. And once you know what is why of the entrepreneurship, and once you know how to hire a team, and once you have created a proper mindset, then what are the other things that you would require? And the last thing is you should have a target market. What is the product that you want to target? So either it is for children, or if it is for adults, or is it for specific persons? Is it for male? Is it for female? That is nothing but selecting the target audience. Who is going to buy or use the service? And then finally, the product or service which you are offering. These are the 4 types of checklists which you need to be strong enough before starting the company. Once you have all these basics, what is the other thing? How to get the trust? Generally, if you try to sell something to somebody, they will see whether this product is genuine or not. They will see for certification. They will do the background analysis. So in order to sound genuine and sound legitimate, you need to take care of small things. Like you should have some unique product idea, and you should have a unique product name, and that name should be reflecting with all the services or products which you are associating with. One is like looking a professional on website, a custom domain. Let's say somebody is trying to sell you using their Gmail account. Then nobody will respond if that is a Gmail account. But if it is coming from something at the rate zomato.com or something at the rate microsoft.com, then people will trust that okay, this is coming from a company's website, or this is coming from a genuine person. So that is by investing in your own custom domain and your own professional email. Let's say nowadays so many scams are happening in online. They will say that they will give you a job, and they will try to give you a fake offer letter, and then they will try to say that they will try to ask you for paying. So they will say that give me 5,000 rupees, I will give you a job. And they will send you a fake offer letter which will look exactly the same. In order to avoid such things, and in order to gain the trust, you should have your own professional email ID. And then once you have the basic things, what are the other things? You should have an MSME registration certificate, which is free of cost. You just have to go to the Udyam registration website. The link I will provide after the session, and you can get your own Udyam certificate, that is the MSME certificate. And easy thing is, if you want to create more trust, you can create your own company LinkedIn page. So in LinkedIn, similarly, how you are creating your personal profile, you can also create your own company's profile also. And let's say the company is having 3 to 5 employees. Those employees will be able to put that they are working in your company on their LinkedIn profile. So if anybody is trying to search that company name, the people who are working in that company will also be visible on LinkedIn. That is another way to gain trust among the shareholders and gain trust among the customers. And once the basic things are done, finally the legal things. Legally, if you want to say that you have a company, you should have a registration certificate. That company can be either LLP, that is limited liability partnership, or it can be a private limited company. So you can get that registration done, and you can get your own GST registration certificate. And once you have the GST certificate and private limited company, if somebody is trying to search you on internet, the first reply will come is from Google Maps. I will show you a live demo. Let's say somebody is trying to search about my company. That is simply if they type about Namoona 3D Labs, this is the first thing that people will be able to see. The first thing which comes is the Google Maps website or Google Maps location. It is going to give you the address of the company and it is going to give you the website of the company. So like this, people will be able to gain trust among whoever is willing to work with you or whoever you are trying to provide the product or service. And this is your custom website. So this is the website which you can purchase on Squarespace. If you want dedicated videos on how to create your own website, just reach out to me and I will try to create a separate course. You can simply type on YouTube or Google what are the steps required to create a website. And there are so many free videos. You don't need to pay for any course, but just by watching those YouTube videos, you can create your own website. This is one type of an example. And going back, you should have a company bank account. Let's say you are paying for Zomato and the CEO of Zomato is Deepinder Goyal. Whatever payment you are making on Zomato app is not going into the bank account of the CEO of the company. It is going to the company's account. So the company will be having its own bank account. That is another way to gain trust. So if you want to open a bank account on company name, you should have your company registered with MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs. You can register it either as an LLP or a private limited company. And then you can submit the documents in the bank and bank will be able to provide you a current account. And some of the pro tips which I would like to give you here is never mix the personal expenses with your business expense. So in the beginning stages, you might feel like both are same. Anyway, it is my company. But if you want to attract more trust with people, you should not mix your personal expenses with your business expenses. You should keep them separate. And the next thing is, if you are taking any business loan, then don't give personal guarantee or personal property as a guarantee while taking the business loan, because the purpose of registering a company is because if you are taking any loan and if you are not able to pay the loan, then bank will be not coming to your doorstep and take away your personal house or personal properties. So that is the main reason to register your company as a private limited company. So whatever the assets are bought by the company, you will be only limited by the total capital of the company. Let's say you started your company with 1 lakh and you taken a loan of 1 lakh. So whatever the expenses are there, if you are not able to pay it, bank will be able to recover only 1 lakh from the company, but not beyond that. That is the reason of limited liability or private limited. The name private limited means limited term here is what is the liability of the company. It will be limited only. It is not unlimited. And finally, retain at least 50% share with you. So if you don't have ownership, it is very, very difficult going ahead. Let's say, for example, you have given shares to your friends. You have started a company and you started giving shares to your friends. And if your friend says, I want to buy 70% of the company, you should not accept it, because if you want to take control of the company, you should have majority stake in your hand. You should either you or any persons within your family should be having at least 50% of the share. Otherwise, some other will come and say that I am the new boss because I am having more share. He will try to dominate you. So you should try to be giving only limited share to others and at least retain 50% of it. This is some of the tips I am giving. And finally, your company valuation has to be calculated as 5 times your projected annual revenue. You will be seeing in various news channels that this company is valued this much, this company is valued this much. That valuation is coming by various investment bankers. Those investment banking agencies will put a value to every company. So that value is coming is roughly as a multiple of the annual revenue. Let's say your revenue is 1 crore. That means you can multiply it by 5 times and say that your total value of the company is 5 crores. So in that manner, you can value the company. And dedicated videos are there on YouTube on what is the company valuation and how much shares you can give to the investors, those things. And finally, if you are really interested to start your own company, there is nothing known as perfect time. You will say that this is not the time, I want to wait for some more time. Or you might say that, okay, maybe I have learned today, then I will postpone the activity. Whatever you want to do, you should start today itself and you should act now. It is not necessary that right away after the meeting you will start your like registering the company, but you should take some action with whatever the goal you have. Let's say you want to learn about programming, or let's say you want to learn about designing. You should not waste time and right away spend as much as possible in learning, because whatever I have learned so far is coming from free videos on YouTube. So if you search whatever you want to learn, there are so many videos available on YouTube. And I have also shared so many videos on my own channel. So you should be like an action taker, not a procrastinator. If you take action, then only something can happen. If you are not changing the input, you cannot change the output. So with this, I would like to conclude. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. So this is the last session for the faculty development program. So I will be sharing the certificates to whoever have attended. And I will share the certificates on email by today night. And we are conducting upcoming the faculty development programs in February month. So I will share that information. So some of the users have commented that they want some sessions on ANSYS. So if you want any sessions on ANSYS, Workbench, those tutorials we are really conducting in coming February month. So next month. So for that, I will keep you updated so that you can register for that as well. And with this, I am concluding the faculty development program. Thank you everyone for joining.